If you guys saw my earlier video, pre-market watch list video, I picked the SPY, SPI, not the SPY, SPY. And because of the pre-market chart, it looked really good and it had news. And I traded it right after the open and made some profit. And then I was kind of out of trades by the second run up, which was pretty big. It went all the way up to $9, but I was already done trading. And then, I shut down everything and went about my day and just opened things back up a little later and saw that SPY had gone up. I think at the time it was up, like 4,000% or something crazy like that since yesterday's close, because it had gone all the way up to over $40. I think it went to 46 eventually. I mean, look at this. Is insane. This is kind of like Kodak, 46.67. So you definitely don't want to get into it now because it's going to be like a huge sell-off after the suspension or the halt resumes. But you might, be looking at this and say, well, how can I get into this? Well, for one thing, I picked it this morning. So if you check my watch list every day, you might get lucky. But these just don't happen every day. So just because something's on my watch list doesn't mean it's going to do this. That's for sure. But let's say you're watching this and you noticed, wow, this thing really ran up a lot in the morning, and then it's selling off. And you think that, there maybe it's still getting news and there's still a lot of people trading. I think a good tact as the day goes on is to increase your time frame. I prefer really the 5-minute chart in the morning. But if you want to trade throughout the day, 15 minutes is probably like the next good time frame for later in the day. And let's see what happens on the SPI chart. You see this consolidation here, and then boom, there's this huge bull candle that takes off, and maybe that hits your scanner, or you notice that happening and said, okay, wow, this thing's still going strong. You wouldn't want to buy during this candle because this doesn't really tell you if it's going to stay or if it's going to sell off. But watch what happens after this candle. So this is the, I'm trying to kind of tease you with it, but this is the classic 3-bar play setup. And the best way to play the 3-bar play is at the beginning of a new direction, right? And this is consolidation. This is also, you might call this a bull flag, and you could play the breakout of the high of this candle for one thing. But like I said, let's say you stop watching this because you already traded it, but then it popped up on your scanner because of this giant run up. You catch this, and then you're watching. You have plenty of time here because each one of these candles takes 15 minutes to form. So now you're watching for the second candle to form, and say at 13 minutes you notice, wow, this is like a perfect 3-bar play setup. And you check the high of this candle, and it's $13.15. So maybe you put in an order at 13, 16, or 17, or 18, whatever, to make sure you get a real breakout into the third bar of a 3-bar play, or possibly 4-bar. And then what happens? Let's see if you get triggered on that second candle. You do, and then it goes all the way to 15.22. So you've already made almost $2 on your trade there, like $1.75 ish. And let's say you bring your stop loss up to the low of the next candle. You're still in the green. You're somewhere around 13.70, and you got in at 13.44. So you're still in the green, like 25 cents or 35 cents into the trade. This is if you're holding through all this. You might want to take some of this profit. But this is just like hypothetical. And let's say you say, well, you know what? This thing is crazy strong. And I'm already in the green. I'm just going to ride the bottom of each new 15-minute candle. And then there you go. Of course, you could switch down at any point. You say like you get into this thing and it shoots up, and you say, wow, this thing's running. I want to watch, kind of at a higher time frame resolution. You can switch back to the 5-minute chart since this thing is active, and you're in over here, and maybe you wait until you're in the green to move your stop up, and hypothetically you got in about 13.25, so now you're riding the bottom of this candle, which is about 13.65, and then you bring it up each time, and then look, you would have gotten stopped out here at 22.64-ish, and you started here at 13, so let's say about $9 profit per share, which is pretty awesome. I mean, you could try to get some more of this move, but just the higher this thing goes, the crazier it gets, the more likely it is to flush down. You keep getting caught in halts, so at some point you just have to kind of step back and say, hey, you know, I made good money off this thing, and you know, if you got in later, I guess my only recommendation would be to just decrease your share size drastically, because look how volatile it has gotten on this candle here. Let's go down to the 1 minute time frame, just see how quickly this thing moved within 1 minute. So this was coming out of a halt, I think. Let's see. Yes, there was a halt at 2 o'clock. It came out of the halt and it went all the way down here and then bounced back up here, which I know some people bought for the break of these two candles and got in it over 40, around, let's say around $42. And then this candle opened here, you know, about $44, and then flushed right down, like in 10 seconds, down to 33. So those people that bought in, they're down $10 a share in a matter of seconds. But, you know, that's kind of what you get when you get into something like super overextended like this. There's no really good buy setup here, because the breakout of these candles isn't that strong because this thing's already so extended. If you buy a breakout, you want to kind of buy it on the way up to the breakout, not, you know, this thing already broke out a bunch. So anyway, I just thought that, you know, this was a crazy play, and like I said, I was already out of trades by the time it went nuts. I did make some money off of it earlier, but I just thought this was cool to analyze and see, you know, how you could make money off of it.